Greetings. This is Throllv of the Swedish black death metal band RIMFROST, and you are listening to The Bloodshed with the Vampire on the Metal Messiah Radio International.
Hi, Throllv. Thank you very much for taking time out for this interview. It's a great honor to have you here. And welcome to the Metal Bloodshed with the Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Well, it's a great honor for me as well.
You're very welcome, Throllv.
Yeah, thanks.
Emerging from the small Swedish town of Hagfors in the summer of 2002, RIMFROST began unleashing their ferocious brand of black metal on the world. In 2005, the EP, A Journey to a Great End, was released, and with critical acclaim. They follow this with a full-length Frozen World Unknown in 2006. It gained the attention of a renowned label, Season of Mist, who released their follow-up to Veraldar Nagli in late 2009, and a self-titled effort was released in 2016 by Non Serviam Records. RIMFROST, a band formed in 2002 with you, Throllv, on drums, and Ravna, guitars and vocals as founding members. Since the release of the band's last self-titled album, RIMFROST, in 2016, how are things going with the band? Who completes the lineup, and how do you see your self-title was received?
Yeah, all right. Since self-titled album, we have been out gigging pretty much in Sweden, and actually we have released a couple of singles, like 3 single songs from 2017 until 2018. So we have been recording pretty much since the last album were made.
How is the lineup now consist of?
Well, it's me, Throllv, on drums, and we have Ravn on guitars and vocals, and Kratos on bass.
Okay. How has the album been for you guys? I'm talking about the 2016 album, the self-titled RIMFROST.
Yeah, well, I like that album a lot. I think it's great songs, and we felt like we could be out gigging on that album for pretty long, it's been 3 years now, and we are still not tired of the songs. So we think it's a great album, and we love the songs, but it's pretty hard to get out the music to the big masses. So we are playing like small clubs all over Sweden, and of course we are hoping to go play out in other countries as well. It's not been so much of that. It's hard to get gigs and stuff, unfortunately.
The self-titled album was released via the Dutch Non Serviam Records. What happened? The band is no longer working with them.
Yeah, we are no longer working with Non Serviam Records with this new album, but we are still having a good contact with our old label, and they are selling merch for us. And so, but it was actually the album. I don't think the album sold that much. It's hard to sell albums these days. So when we were recording this new album and we wanted to make a contract with a label that wanted to print this and release it, and so we didn't get any confirmation of Non Serviam Records that they were interested. We asked them if they wanted, but they weren't really interested.
I see that the band are being endorsing by different equipment and instrument brands. Don't you want to mention some of them?
Of course. Well, I play the drums, as I said, and I play on Axis pedals. I have played them on this last record. I have never used them before, but on this record I tried it out and I was sold right away. And I'm not endorsed by Axis or anything, but I have always had my eyes on Axis pedals, but never really got to try them. And when I did, I was like, oh, why didn't I try this before? Because it's so good pedals that they don't work against you like other pedals can do. You do what your feet does, and that's what I want. And Artbeat drumsticks, I have been playing for many years now, so we have a good collaboration there. And I use Saluda cymbals, which are handcrafted Turkish-made cymbals.
Okay, great.
Yeah, they are really good. They sound like these handmade cymbals, hand-hammered cymbals that goes for like $600 each, but these got much better prices. And I also use Somatic Audio for my backing track, which is live playbacks music so you have like different outputs on this LP16, and then it goes out the backing tracks to the audience, and I can also send out tracks to my listening and stuff like that. It's really great stuff, and it's not very expensive, which many backing tracks things can be in this business. And then, of course, we have more famous brands like Jackson guitars and Engel amps. And we also recently got in contact with Skull Strings, so we have used all that on this album too. So that's the gear we have been using.
Okay, thank you very much for the explanation. RIMFROST has announced their new album, Expedition Darkness, will be released on October 18, just a couple days from now, I think like a week from now. Throllv, yeah. Will the album be released independently, or will it be released via the American record label Ferocious Records? And if it's so, how did you and them see this deal?
This album will be released by Ferocious Records, and they contacted us and they were interested. Actually, they contacted us already in 2015, I think, when we had recorded self-titled album, and they were interested. But at that time, we signed with Non Serviam Records. Now they contacted us again, and we got a deal that was good for both parties.
Okay, very good. The album will feature additional vocals by Evocation Tjompe Josefsson. How come you guys agreed on having Tjompe on the album, and on which songs is he collaborating?
Well, yeah, as I mentioned, we are living in the same city, Borås, in Sweden, and they are a classic Swedish death metal band that's, we have been inspired by like forever, and we just happened to, by accident, we ended up in the same city as them, and eventually after some years we started to know each other, and well, now we have been drinking beer, some good times, and so yeah, it just came natural that we would do something collaboration together. So we asked Tjompe if he was interested in doing some guest vocals, and of course he was really up to that. And he sings on title track Expedition Darkness, and he sings on the first song as well, Damn Jaws.
Okay, yes, I want to say hi to Tjompe, and I want to say hi to...
Hi, Tjompe.
I want to say hi also to Marco from the band, yes, Evocation, that I interviewed a couple years ago as well.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, we'll continue with this interview. Expedition Darkness will be released on October 18 via the Americans, as we said, Ferocious Records. Throllv, please present us the tracking list of this album.
Okay, so we have the first song, which is Rising of a Black Dawn, I think. And that was actually called just Intro for a long time. Like, we called it Intro. And I wanted it to be titled as Intro on the album. But I got some inputs on that. Some people wanted within the band or that works with the band. They said they wanted it to have a real name, so then I came up with that, Rising of a Black Dawn, because it's Expedition Darkness. This album is about that. And then I thought it was a fitting title to start with. And then after that intro, we have Damn Jaws, which is a song that was mainly written by Kratos, and I wrote the lyrics. Well, I don't have really much to say about that song, except the lyrics has some deeper meaning, but don't want to ruin it for people that listens. So everyone can make their own story out of it, or how do you say? Sam-Hain is a song that was also written mainly by Kratos, but also by me and Ravn, and it's actually about Michael Myers from the Halloween movies. And then we have Dawnbreaker, which is written by Ravn mainly, and that song is about Stephen King TV series Storm of the Century, yeah. Have you seen it? Pretty good.
Okay.
And well, it's about a guy André Linoche, and the Dawnbreaker song is about that. It's inspired by that, and the man that is told about in the song is supposed to be the character, André Linoche. And then we have Expedition Darkness, which is a song that was mainly written by Kratos and me, and it's about a guy or a woman who used to be just normal, just like anyone else. And then darkness comes over, and they want to explore the darkness. What's within the darkness, what can be found in the darkness, and so on. So the lyrics starts like, I've not always been like this or something. But then as it goes further into the song, the darkness is more present. And so, well, it's pretty interesting, I think. And then we have Voorhees, which is also in the horror movie theme, which is a theme that goes over all this album, like darkness and horror. And so it's about Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees, you could say. A guy stumbles upon a victim of Jason in the forest. A woman lies in the snow or whatever in the forest, and then he starts to masturbate over this woman, and then Jason appears behind him and kills him.
Okay.
And Bloodnight is written by Ram. It's a song about... I am not sure if I tell this right now, because Ram, he knows much more about this Bloodnight since he wrote it, but I will try to tell you as I remembered him said. And it's like, I think it's Italian horror, like Luci Fulci inspired. Like the movies, like something about cemetery. Well, it's a special kind of horror style, like Italian horror, with lots of zombies and in a special way. Natten, we have, it's a cover actually by Mikael Wiehe and Afzelius. I don't even remember his first name, Afzelius, which are two Swedish artists. And that song was written about when the Prime Minister of Sweden was killed in 1987. And then we have At the Blessing of the Damned. All I can say about that song, it's up for seeing as you want. If you read the lyrics, you can you can definitely think it's a lot of stuff.
Thank you much for describing also the album tracking list.
With lace of teeth from
Throllv, how long was this process been in having this album done, and have recording works been done the same way as you done the self-titled album RIMFROST?
Well, yeah, it's been recorded in the same way except for one thing. We recorded the drums ourselves this time, which we didn't do on the self-titled. Then we recorded drums in a real studio, if you will, and the rest we recorded in our rehearsal place. Now we recorded everything in our rehearsal place. Well, it's actually one more difference. We recorded everything live this time, so we played together when we recorded drums, bass, and guitars. What we added on later was keyboards and vocals and the guitar dubs and solos. So the foundation, bass, one guitar, and drums we recorded live in the rehearsal place. So it has a more like a real feeling. That's the main difference.
RIMFROST previously released a music video for Bloodnight and a lyric video for Dawnbreaker, and already a new track is out, Damn the Jobs. The first songs has been released before, and now please tell us about the new video done for the song Damn Jobs, and are there more videos to be released after the album comes out?
Well, actually, as you said, Dawnbreaker and Bloodnight has been released before. We released them by ourselves. We didn't have a label at the time. And when we signed this deal with Ferocious Records, they released it under their banner again. That's that. And when we released Bloodnight by ourselves, we recorded, I think it was in 2018, a video for the song. And the Dawnbreaker lyric video was actually made by the record label Ferocious Records. Well, yeah, we have plans for videos, but we haven't booked anything yet, so we will see when it comes.
The band announced in September exclusive bonus added all Expedition Darkness CD or digital albums ordered on the Bandcamp will receive a free non-album download of RIMFROST previously unreleased cover version of Iron Maiden's Future Real.
Yeah.
Is this promotional bonus track still available for those who order the album now or after it's released via Bandcamp?
Well, that's a good question, and I'm not sure. I don't actually know about that, because this is something that the label has put together with bonus items and bonus songs and so. And I'm not sure how it will be there with the Future Real bonus track, the Iron Maiden song. It's for those. I know it's for those who will order now from Bandcamp, and I think it's limited to 100 orders. So, well, yeah, if you want to be certain, you should order there right now. But I guess it will come out eventually. It always does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So now I understood. Just under order, 100 orders. So after that, forget it.
Oh, well, yeah, as I know now, I don't know if the label has any plans on releasing it after or so. I don't know. I cannot say, actually.
Okay, once again, for all our friends out there, the band's diehard fans, RIMFROST's new album, Expedition Darkness, will be released on October 18 via the Americans of Ferocious Records. In how many formats will you and Ferocious Records have them available, Throllv?
Mainly it will be a CD with 20-page booklet, so it's a lot of pictures and information in there, like buying a book. And we have the downloadable album, the digital album, and it will be available on streaming platforms such as Spotify or Deezer or iTunes and stuff like that. And also we are planning to make a vinyl release in near future, let's say like in 6 months maybe, or something like that.
Okay, very good. I must say, what an awesome cover artwork created for this album, Expedition Darkness. Who did this artwork, and have you been involved in the creation of this one with your ideas to have inspired this designer?
We got tip of this artist by Marco from Evocation, because as I understood from Marco, they have used this artist since like 2007. He has done all Evocation artwork, something like that. So I asked him actually about an artist for making our artwork for this album, and then he told me about this guy. So I contacted this guy, which his name is Michael Lorang. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but Michael Lorang. And I asked him, and he said he was interested. I sent the songs. I think it was demo versions. I don't know if they were mixed. Maybe it was like the first mix or something. I sent him the songs, and I sent him the booklet that I have made. I sent him the title, Expedition Darkness, and then I told him to do something out of it from his own ideas. And that's what he did.
Yes, very good. The true Swedish way, of course, Expedition Darkness is a horror-damned melodic black death metal album inspired by dark tales like Stephen King's Storm of Centuries, Friday the 13th, and many more. Yeah. So my last question, what will the band be doing for the last part of 2019 and in 2020 in promotion of this brand new album?
We are promoting this album now as much as we can, of course. We have an interview also in Sweden Rock, comes out next issue, when we have this interview with you guys.
Okay.
And Metal Hammer will have some banner or review or something in their next issue as well. So we are trying to get out to the audience that this album is out. And gigs and so, we haven't booked anything yet, of course, but we are planning to get in contact with organizers as well to make a tour or something.
Yes, I've read a lot of good comments on different magazines as well. So congratulations for that.
Oh, okay, thanks. I haven't seen anything myself yet.
Throllv, I want to thank you very much once again to have made this interview possible. And I want to hand you over the microphone of Metal Messiah Radio for you to invite all your friends, all the fans to support the bands, to buy the band's fourth album, a brand new masterpiece, Expedition Darkness, and to buy the band's earlier albums and the merchandises, plus check the band's schedule, for shows that the band has coming up. Okay, so the microphone is all yours, Throllv.
All right, we have the Facebook where all our upcoming gigs or upcoming things to do, we write everything on Facebook. And then we also have our website, RIMFROSTofficial.com, and we have our Instagram, RIMFROSTofficial, I think. So if you want to know what's going on with the band, when we're touring, when something comes up, just follow us on either Facebook, Instagram, or check our website. Yeah, check this album out. It's great.
Okay, Throllv, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best with this great new upcoming album to be released next Friday on October 18, Expedition Darkness via the Americans of Ferocious Records. All the best with this great new album. I've heard it. I want to thank you very much for sending me it. I love it, and I highly recommend this great album. So, guys, come on, you have to go grab this album. This coming Friday, go get yours. Expedition Darkness, and to have this great album in your collection. And say hello to the bands, say hello to Rafna, say hello to the rest of the guys, and as I always say, metal on. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, metal on. Bye.